What's up, guys? Today I'll be adding details to the sketch we made on Sunday. So if you've not watched it yet, you'd want to watch that first and come back here. So you can click right here to jump to that video. I'll also be talking a little about how to practice good detailing. So first thing I wanted to begin with is the sofa. That was the first thing I knew I was going to make in the sketch. In the last video, I was left with this dull and a lot of paper base showing, which is what made the sofa look a little transparent. So I kept making it darker till the point desired. This whole video is just me adding shadows and highlights, and that's what really brings drawings to life. First you achieve the perfect shape, plan your colors, decide the light source, and then add the right tonal values. But how will you know where to add what? Where should it be darker, where should it be lighter, and where do you add the midtones? Especially when you're drawing things out of your imagination. You can take references from Google, it's great, but all of the objects on Google will have different light sources, so it's not really helping here. Everything I do is associated with observation followed by memory, which means everything like this leather, wood, cotton, all these surfaces are directly linked to my memory. How I remember when I had seen these surfaces or objects in person, how light reflects on these surfaces. It comes naturally when you start painting. You start seeing everything around you like you're about to paint it. But if it does not occur naturally to you, what's best to do is practice drawing actual objects from the house with different light sources, change their positions, just like the elementary still lifes paintings that we had in school, which I never understood the importance of back then, but now I really do. And I'll be honest, I've not drawn a lot of realistic objects from references, but I do take mental notes of things I see, like surfaces which are highly reflective and which are not. How I see objects from different angles. And different mediums work different. Talking about pencils, they have so much potential for details. With some mediums, you have to completely rely on tonal values. You can't always draw each strand of hair like you can with pencils. Making the most of your medium is equally important. The reason why I chose this tan color paper is to get that rustic vibe, but when you choose something like this, it is equally challenging as much as it is fun, because it's very easy for it to look boring and dull. So that was one challenge that I had to face. If this were on a white sheet of paper, it would immediately be so bright already, and it's also easy to spot mistakes. But this being in a more brown and all that neutral palette, it really gets difficult to figure out if you can't see the base paper as easily as you could see white. So even if you're leaving some gaps uncolored, it's difficult to notice them. But this was a really fun experience, a big learning experience as well. So I'm super happy about it, and hopefully we'll experiment so much more on the sketchbook. You can also leave me some suggestions for any sketches you'd like to see in this specific sketchbook. The last video has lesser sense of depth because of the lack of shadows, and even if I added them to some extent, they weren't dark enough. It can't bring that depth. I'll still have a 2D looking sketch. How you draw a shape is important, but how will you make a circle look a sphere? Only by adding shadows, midtones, and highlights, and that's what I'm trying to say. And once you've achieved that, you can always top it up with extra details if necessary, like adding prints to the fabrics. Like I wrote the titles of books on the shelf, the painting, the quote. There's a very thin line between finishing or detailing and overdoing. I've always suffered in that area. Sometimes you have to just wrap up, but I'd still look at the artwork like it needs more. However, I am trying to learn from the past experiences. And when I personally feel like my artwork is missing something, it probably is, but there's high chances of messing it up because at that point you're physically tired. However, I never freak out. If I overdo something, it's fine. even if you do mess things up, there's always a way you can fix it. At least that's something that I believe. I really love how this turned out. Probably one of my favorite artworks so far, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video, that is on Sunday. Remember to subscribe to my channel so that I can keep making such videos, and bye.